Tablets distributed to schools. Electricity sector enterprise team gets to work, and information and communications technology advanced. Just a few of the platforms laid for sustainable growth in 2014 by the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining. Applying strategic measures to support a credible macroeconomic program, government continued its aggressive pursuit of low energy costs for the country in 2014.
Our growth and future development as a nation are directly dependent on affordable energy.
So the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining took steps to ensure its 381 megawatt energy project will be completed as planned. Having revoked Energy World International's license in May, in June, Cabinet appointed an electricity sector enterprise team led by Dr. Vincent Lawrence to oversee the new baseload generating plant. And by September, the team announced a 3-year plan to reduce energy costs by 30%. It includes the Jamaica Public Service Company converting 2 of its plants to provide an additional 115 megawatts to the national grid by 2015. A further 150 megawatts by Alpart in 2017 and 50 megawatts by Jamalco in 2018.
Our estimate is that the fuel savings in the country's bill will be in excess of $350 million from this exercise, and the reduction in fuel costs will be greater than 30% for the facilities.
To ensure credibility, due diligence continued in the last quarter of 2014 with thorough assessment of the proposals for viability by an independent team.
We want to be sure that Jamaica receives value for the money, and we want support of our team in negotiations with these people, the project sponsors, to assist us and have those assessments done to satisfy ourselves that what we are recommending, what prices we are settling, what the various things are the best for Jamaica.
2014 also saw an amendment to JPSCO's license. This made provision for Cabinet to manage the procurement process of the new base load generation capacity through ESET. It also allows for JPS to improve its existing generation capacity. Other targeted initiatives were in renewable wind, solar and hydro projects. In May, the Energy Ministry signed a $45 million contract with Argentinian company BA Energy Solutions for technical assistance to promote and develop cost-effective, small hydropower projects across Jamaica.
And with more projects like these coming on stream, we can make significant steps toward achieving our goal of economic energy independence and security.
Government, through its wind power plant, Wigton Wind Farm, partnered with private sector firms BMR Jamaica Wind Limited and WRB Enterprise to provide electricity to the national grid from renewables. The signing in September activated the 115 megawatt project. The quest to achieve lower energy costs continued in November when government resumed the search for oil and gas in Jamaica. An exploration license was issued to British petroleum firm Tullow Oil plc, which committed $6.7 billion to undertake activities off the island's south coast.
The GOJ, in all of this, through the production sharing agreement, has secured up to a maximum of 45% of any production over 50,000 barrels per day.
Attention was also given to energy conservation. Government removed GCT and CET from certain renewables and energy-efficient items at the port. The Energy Efficiency and Conservation Program within the public sector continued to reap success in 2014 and was extended to the public under the Ease Up on the Energy campaign. Mining remains a key plank of the local economy, and a new bauxite policy was introduced to ensure Jamaicans reap the greatest returns. It involves having no new agreements to export raw bauxite without some specific conditions.
Unless an investor commits and does invest in value-added production. And what do we mean by that? We're not going to allow you to take out our raw bauxite alone. You have to have associated with that a refinery to process alumina.
This guided the signing of a memorandum of understanding between government and the China-based firm Xingfa Group in February.
This foreign direct investment amounts to approximately $3 billion United States dollars. It will involve some export of bauxite, 4.5 million tons annually for 25 years in the first instance.
And the country benefited from the sale of its shares in Windalco to UC Rusal, resulting in savings of $3 million annually. Meanwhile, a levy concession was extended to UC Rusal for 2 years to improve operations at the Windalco Euroton plant. And big news came later in the year for the mining industry with the announcement that operations would resume at Alpart in St. Elizabeth. In the area of research, Jamaica now has full ownership of the rare earth element plant, and legislation to improve the management of quarries was passed in the House of Representatives in October. The Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining took steps in 2014 to strengthen the use of science and technology in national development. In June, Professor Errol Morrison was appointed National Director General of Science and Technology and was charged with implementing the policies of the National Commission on Science and Technology. In November, the ministry partnered with South Africa to pursue opportunities in the nutraceutical sector. Both countries also agreed to collaborate on biotechnology, renewable energy, and the use of science and technology in the proposed logistics hub. In the area of technology, government delivered another 21 community access points CAPS in 2014, giving more Jamaicans access to computer and internet services. The Tablets in Schools project got off the ground in July. By the end of the year, more than 16,000 tablets have been distributed in 26 schools. A 15-year telecoms license renewal was brokered in March with Digicel and Lime, bringing $12.6 billion into the government's coffers, while an additional $2.73 billion was realized from the sale of a 700 MHz spectrum. Last year also found the ministry hosting another successful staging of its Digital Jam series, attracting hundreds of young technology innovators and entrepreneurs. A spin-off from this is Startup Jamaica, which was opened on September 8. It's an exclusive incubator for harnessing computer apps ideas into actual businesses through partnerships.
This project will also involve a significant element around animation and the development of the animation industry. We're going to be training more persons in animation.
Funding of $20 million was also secured for the employment of 15,000 youth in the digital and animation industries. These advancements in science and technology throughout 2014 support government's approach to facilitate job creation and stimulate economic growth while improving human capital development. In November, announcement came that a consultant was contracted to review the information and communications technology ICT sector and produce a report on the establishment of an ICT single regulator. $15 million was allocated in the 2014-2015 estimates of expenditure for enhancing the ICT regulatory environment. And to secure the ICT space, Cabinet approved amendments to the Cyber Crimes Act in July. In beefing up its capacity to deal with cyber criminal activities, the ministry collaborated with the Organization of American States Cybersecurity Experts to draft a national cybersecurity strategy. It's to be launched in early 2015 and will guide the operational and technical responses of cybersecurity experts. The Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, securing our ICT space, enabling jobs and business opportunities, facilitating viable bauxite and nutraceutical industries, and pressing forward to achieve low energy costs that will drive growth and development.